We are live.
All right, all right.
Is there echo because the mics are close?
Is that why you think? Please move away from each other.
We're sitting across from each other. I don't know if it's that. Is
Hey,
your
everybody.
Maybe let me mute it. Does this work? Can you
Oh,
hear
yeah.
me? You
Yeah.
hear me? So I think it was my microphone on my computer was on, and
Yeah.
now I turned it off.
Everyone can hear Brock, right?
But those are your emails that are coming off.
Tessa says, sounds great. All right, cool. Thank you, Tessa. Happy New Year's, everybody.
Comments. Oh, I already got a bunch of comments on there. There we go. I can join the chat.
That light is overpowering.
Connect a comment. Connect your YouTube account to join the live chat.
Does everyone like how we're doing the split screen? We're using StreamYards, and we're going to connect the YouTubes because Brock has his personal YouTube. So we're going to set that up.
I'm gonna do it right now. Am I still on? Can you guys still see me?
You guys, okay? Everyone's saying yes. Everyone can hear Brock, even though it says he's muted.
Yeah, because I think I'm going through with the microphone. I'm going through your thing.
All right, cool. Okay, thanks again, Tessa. We'll get it figured out.
All right. I think I might be. Okay, well, my YouTube's connected, but only for the comments, I think.
All right, well, that's a start. Check 1, 2, Julie.
There we go.
Oh, yeah, there you are. Thank you, Tessa. I believe in us.
Yeah.
Man, oh, man. 2023 is over. What a year. What a year.
Moving on to the other side.
Yeah. There's a lot to be excited about this year. And there's some things Brock and I definitely wanted to cover, kind of check in with everyone, talk about what we did over the holiday and our resolutions for the upcoming year, and kind of, set this year off on a good pace.
Absolutely. Hope everyone's having a great start to your year already. It's good to be here. It's good to be here.
Brock, do you want to go first? What'd you do over the holiday, and what were some highlights, and what are your resolutions?
Highlights and lowlights. I was sick for about 2.5 weeks with pneumonia and strep and COVID. So I didn't leave my bed, didn't see the family, didn't celebrate Christmas, didn't do anything. Except for I did some isolation, some social distancing is what we'll call it. I went camping. I took the trailer out and got lost. And the first, it's funny, the first place I went was called Johnson Valley, which we've camped at before, Will. I love it's BLM land, Bureau of Land Management. You can go in the middle of nowhere and just disappear. But I had no idea when I arrived. I drove like 4.5 hours to get there. When I arrived, there's probably 5,000 people there, at least, to celebrate New Year's. And it was 2-3 days before New Year's even.
Oh, damn.
People were already setting on fireworks, and I parked way away from everyone. I'm still waking up at 6 a.m. People riding their dirt bikes and stuff, trying to he's fixing the light, but trying to fix trying to go off-road and stuff. So I had zero peace when it came there. So I packed up. I looked up another place, and I found this really cool spot called Painted Canyon, which I'd been to before. So I knew it was good, and found a really secluded place. Nobody was there. And so I spent 4 or 5 days there. Just me, myself, and my snacks. And it was amazing. I've never seen, at least probably not in the last year, the stars that good, that well. I'm sure in Hawaii, which we'll get to, you can see them pretty amazing. But it was a recharge that I absolutely needed, and I enjoyed every second of it. It really set the tone for the year for me. I set my intentions, and my New Year's goals and resolutions and everything. So I wrote a big list out, which I don't have on me right now, but a lot of good things, a lot of really good things.
Yeah, man, I was really worried about you. I don't think I've ever seen you that sick.
Yeah.
But I was very concerned for sure. But I'm really glad you got through it, and you were able to go camp and kind of reset. I feel like that must have felt really good and refreshing.
Yeah, it was after being sick for that long. Um, like I feel amazing now, and to be, I had pretty much no shoes on the whole time, no shirt, was just grounding and taking the sun in, charging up, and eating good and relaxing, and then working writing. I wrote something that I'm going to show you later. Will.
I wrote a few things too, bud.
That's right.
We got to
Couple of writers in the house now.
swap scripts.
Yeah, that's right. Mine's not as long, but it is about Kane, so I think you'll like it.
What are your resolutions?
I mean, one of the main ones for me is getting closer to God, and I do want to read the Bible from cover to cover. That's actually something that I'm very set on because I've never done it before, and it's the most popular book in the world.
It is.
So I think that's one of them, and then getting the best shape of my life, and then business, a lot of business stuff as well. But there's I have it into 5 categories. It was wellness, personal development, obviously my health is part of that too, but and then business, and then family. But I basically just broke down, I think that was only 4, but there's broke down 5 categories of my life, and then kind of went into depth in each one of what I can do to be the best version of myself moving forward. But yeah, the God one is a big one for me. I think I'm really moving closer to that relationship and reactivating it in my life, I think, which I haven't done in a long time. And I feel good about it, man. I feel good about it.
Yeah, it's really interesting. There's definitely a lot of cases out there where, as your physical form deteriorates, or, you're feeling sick in that way, right? Like you can kind of become more spiritual in that regard. I'm not saying that's the cause of it. There's cases out there like that. I've definitely had moments like that. I'm sorry, I'm like looking at you over there. I should like look at the screen. But no, man, I think that's great. And it sounds like you really went deep on the resolutions, and, you categorized them, and
Yeah.
you went in detail, and that's great, man.
Well, I was checked out from the world, so I really just checked in with myself, and I was just fully isolated out there, even though I got Starlink, so I was able to get on the internet from time to time, and not all the time, but from time to time, and kind of check in with family and friends, and do a little research on some of the stuff I'm writing and working on, and I made a couple pitch decks as well, so it was nice. But being able to just fully check out kind of makes you, almost forces you to be introspective and turn the noise off of the world, social media, everything, and then kind of just sit with yourself, and so that's the reason I feel like I really did that. But there's no, you can't be too big or too little, even if you don't have one. But for me, that's kind of just what it was this year. Feel good about it. What about you? Fill me in. Yours is going to be more entertaining, a recap than mine, because
Nah,
you were alive.
we right. No, luckily, I was available to stay healthy over the break, which is always a blessing for sure. The a lot of people got taken out. Not just you. Like I've heard other, obviously it's the holidays, winter, people getting sick, but I was worried about you. Anyway, sorry. Focus. I at the beginning part of the break, I was able to go to the Yellowstone Club with the fam and snowboard out there at the property, at one of the Discovery properties. That was great. My little brother, man, he's 10 now, and he skied with the adults the whole time. You would have been so proud. He was
That's awesome.
what got kind of going from the kids greens to like the adult blues and blacks, and I was really proud of him. But a lot of family time out there. Met with a really big producer out there that I actually wanted to tell you about, Proc. And then we did Christmas in LA and went out to McKenna in Maui, where we filmed The Resort, which is amazing now because when we filmed the resort, it was basically this massive hotel that was abandoned, as we were trying to take it down. It's a big process. Can't use explosives to take buildings down in Hawaii for obvious environmental reasons, and it kind of just takes longer. But everything, the big pile of dirt next to the hotel is now these amazing buildings and houses and living spaces, which is great.
Dang.
And that's where our house is in that big pile of dirt that was there years ago when we were filming the movie. And so many great people out there, and obviously kind of keep a lot of the what was I going to say? I forgot. Moving on. But yeah, it was with Pops, and was able to connect with Shep, who we've had on the podcast,
Awesome.
Jim Gray, who we've had on the podcast, Stedman, who we've had on the podcast. A lot of Studio 22 peeps out there that we're missing you and wishing you well.
That's awesome.
It would have been great if we could have had Brock out there, but obviously he was just getting better.
Yeah, I was completely bedridden, but man, that sounds so cool. And now that you mentioned it too, like I remember we really only had, I think, like 3 weeks before they were really going to start the demolition of that hotel, filming the resort, and I have no idea what it looks like right now.
Yeah,
I really want to go see it.
We were on a very short time frame. We were at the point where there are construction vehicles working as we were filming, and we had to basically film at night,
work around the beeps.
And yeah, like Ricky was out there, got to play golf with him, and then a bunch of other, Shep's crew and all that. But without going into too many detail on specific peeps, it was great, and everyone said hi and missed you. Dante, of course.
I love Dante.
Your fellow resort actor.
Yeah, that's right.
Security guard number 1. Yeah, it was, I think Hawaii is definitely a very kind of spiritual, healing, relaxing place, but I was able to spend time with my dad over his birthday, and that was the most important thing.
That's awesome.
Getting time with him.
Do a little golf while you're out there?
Every day. Played at least like 15 holes every day. Which was awesome. We're going to plan some golf trips this year. We'll definitely
for sure
get that in. And my resolutions are, there were 2, speaking of the Bible, there were 2 verses that kind of stood out to me. One's a proverb and one's from Isaiah. Proverbs 31, 8-9, speak up for those who cannot speak for themselves, for the rights of all who are destitute. Speak up and judge fairly. Defend the rights of the poor and needy. Isaiah 1:17, learn to do right, seek justice, defend the oppressed, take up the cause of the fatherless, and plead the case of the widow. And those 2 really stood out to me as, we continue into what will be our 3rd year of Studio 22. And, I'm really inclined to speak out more, be a little bit more outspoken, not worry about topics that are taboo if they're important, and really, cover a lot of different things that maybe we wouldn't cover normally, or we just haven't covered normally. I think that's really important as we go into a tumultuous election year, and we want to have a good imprint on society regardless of politics, just being level-headed and an independent thinker, and encourage others to do the same, where get multiple sources of information and articles, not just one. And yeah, that was my big one, aside from health and family and all that. But yeah, those kind of stood out to me.
That's awesome, dude.
Oh, we got a super chat from Chanel.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that.
Go for it.
Well, I was just gonna say thanks, Chanel, and then I saw your comment right under was you're on Numbers 5 of the Bible, trying to listen to an hour a day. That is a great goal. I just found an app actually. I have to look it up and maybe I could share with you guys, but it does that same thing where you can listen to the Bible.
I have one called Bible Verses, I think,
Oh yeah.
where it's really good. It kind of gets. I'll share with you offline, but there's good ones that kind of, highlight. But if you're going front to back, like I'd just get a physical copy and
Oh yeah, I got
Yeah.
that. Yeah, that's why I do want to read it, like physically read it, because it kind of sits differently than when I listen. But I used to have this. Oh, I still have it. But when I was hardcore tracking all my, calories and all this stuff too, I had this Garmin 6X Pro Solar, I think is what it's called. But there was an app on it that literally would read you a verse a day, and it was a nice little reminder just to like have that each day, just on your watch. I'm gonna read a couple of these comments really quick.
Okay, I'm gonna adjust my light again.
Yeah, go for it. Oh, that one turned off.
I know I turned it off.
Oh. Yeah, where's it? Hey Brock, are you still in contact with Fusi? That's funny because I hadn't talked to Fusi in probably a couple years. And then I just saw him about a month and a half ago at Zoo Culture at Bradley Martin's gym. He seemed like he was doing good. I know there's some interesting, controversial stuff he likes to do on the internet. But he seemed good, and it was good to see him. It had been a long time. Happy New Year. I hope you have prosperity and abundance and happiness this year. I hope the same to all of you, and thank you. And let me see. Oh, you said because you think he's struggling with his depression. Yeah, he has a serious battle with that, and I know because I struggle with it as well. But to see it with him, and so publicly as well is it's tough. So got him in my prayers, and maybe I should reach out to him, see how he's doing.
Are you caught up on comments?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. If you have Bible verse apps, definitely feel free to throw them in the chat. I'll check them out as well. Julie, January 11th, 2 years soda free. I love that.
That's awesome. I had a soda today. Maybe I should start that.
No, yeah, that's a good one, man. There's Brock actually showed me a few. Brock and my older brother showed me some good like soda alternatives that are nice.
Yeah, there's some good ones out there, and it's funny because like I think I've had some friends try them, and they absolutely hate them. But when I actually like them. What are the ones that I have that I usually drink? Do you remember?
Stevia.
Zevia.
Yeah, Stevia's the.
Yeah, so it's like zero calories, zero sugar. Really good. Because I spent 5 days in the desert, I had to stop and get In and Out today. So I was like, I'm just gonna go all out, and I couldn't even. It's funny because I got sick. My stomach shrank so much I couldn't even eat like half of what I normally eat.
What? Yeah.
I'm like, man, I haven't worked out consistently at all because I haven't been able to. I've been so sick. So I start up again tomorrow. I'm going to try to get that metabolism going again. But luckily, I don't think I lost much size.
Still look pretty good there, huh?
Yeah. Well,
hey, chat.
we'll get it back. We'll get it back. Better than ever. This is going to be the best year. But yeah, no, there are some good alternatives out there. But that's a great. Even if that was a new resolution, that's a great one. Get rid of something that's not good for you, right?
Yeah.
There's this book I was reading, and one thing that I really enjoyed, if you really want to transform your life, is find 2 time sucks in your life. Like, what are 2 things that suck your time? And then stop doing them. And you're funny because I'm like, I can definitely think about one. And then when you think about what are the 2? And so when I started implementing that, you have more time. You really, in positive time to work on things that really actually matter and progress your life and career and relationships or whatever it may be. So I would say I recommend that. And even if it's just a short amount of time, slurping down a soda, that's a time suck.
Yeah. I like those very like specific goals, like no soda, where you can focus on one thing and, realistically knock it out. And 1 or 2 things can make a big difference. It's funny, Misty.
What are you
we
talking
are in
about?
the same room. It's funny. We
Yeah.
just have different backgrounds. We're doing the 2 screen though. It's a little easier. We're not like adjusting, and as
Trying
much
to
as I
both
like
fit.
sharing a camera,
Yeah,
it's
we're
kind
not
of better
bumping
this way.
shoulders. where I mean, you're still technically sharing the screen, right? That we were trying to get my YouTube and his YouTube, or in Studio's YouTube, to collab, but I didn't figure it out.
Yeah.
There's a different way to do it that we'll figure out next time we come along. But this is fun. I like this. We're not stressing on the.
So yeah,
You got space.
I have a few things for us. I wanted to do a quick kind of US economy market update. Just run through some of these statistics. US unemployment's at 3.7 right now. Bankruptcies rose 18% in 2023 from 2022. Inflation's hovering right around 3.1% as of November. And the consumer price index has risen for food pretty drastically, but is lowering a bit on energy and oil. And yeah, the Fed interest rates are hovering their benchmark from 5.25 to 5.5%. And they say there's no need to raise interest rates based off inflation being somewhat under control. So that's like a quick market update. And the way I kind of look at those, regardless of random numbers or stats, it's like, what are you paying at the grocery store? What are you paying at the pump? And what are you paying at the pharmacy? And has that risen? Right. And that's kind of a good metric of how the CPI can affect your daily life. And then I go, who did I vote for? And did that cause it? Right. Like, you just try to keep everything as simple as possible. And the answer could be yes, could be no. But yeah, I think that's kind of like a good market update, and kind of where we're headed for 2024 at the start of the year.
Nice. I would say, after just towing a big trailer in a heavy truck, that it doesn't seem like the inflation is down that low with the gas. Gas price is still pretty high.
There you go, right?
Yeah.
That's why I try to like really bring it to a personal level.
Yeah. Yeah, wild times right now. Let's see.
Oh,
What was it? Yeah, go ahead.
It's the crazy big news of today
Oh yeah.
is they literally just released, like right before we got online, the Jeffrey Epstein list. And there's about 900 pages from Ghislaine Maxwell's court filing that are out there. The website got so much traffic of people looking it up that it crashed.
Jeez.
And yeah, it's, Brock and I have relatively standard opinions on that. I mean, I don't want to speak for Brock, obviously, but my look is like, obviously, what that man did is terrible and demonic. But regarding these lists, it's, do you just condemn someone immediately for being in his proximity, or do you maybe like investigate further and try to figure it out? Right. I think it's kind of crazy what's going on right now. What scares me too is like how much went into covering all this up.
Yeah.
Right. Like, instead of just this bad thing happened and here's what happened. That's not at all what we're getting here. And I think like that's why public opinion is so important. It's, it's never going to go away. And that's because of the public and our curiosity and keeping people accountable and all that. But yeah, that's the crazy big news that literally dropped right before we got online. We figured we had to mention it.
Yeah, and that's a very sensitive topic as well. I mean, that's child trafficking and
the worst
so,
thing.
Yeah, so it's crazy that it's 900 pages of all that stuff. But I know there's people out there that are, one, have the wherewithal to go through that and properly dissect it and then kind of share the information. I'm hoping a lot of people get into the weeds of it and actually are able to share, because I mean, I don't know where to start in something like that.
Yeah.
I think everyone thought it was just going to be a list of names that were going to come out, and then you're going to be like, oh, there's the list. Go figure it out from there.
Yeah.
Which is great that there's even more information because now it's more to work off of. But yeah, pretty sick world. And again, it's one of those things too, like even sometimes in Hollywood, for example, and it's not just Hollywood, obviously, but you bump shoulders with people in life and you don't have any idea or clue who they are or what they're doing behind the scenes, right? What's going on in their head. So sometimes just being in the wrong place at the wrong time is dangerous, or being around the wrong. And that's why it's so important to have good company and be a good person and surround yourself with good people. And don't do horrible things like, Jeffrey Epstein did, clearly. But yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see what comes out of this, because obviously it just came out and there's not too much information on what's really in that list yet, or in that full
Everyone's
document.
going through it right now. Yeah.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, I hope everyone who is involved that did something evil or disgusting gets what they deserve.
And the public can get the truth, right? Like,
Yeah. Because that's just not okay. 280 for gas. I didn't mean to. That's a very sensitive subject. I just switched to that. That's insane. It's still like $6-7 over here in most places.
$2.74 for Jennifer.
Jeez, lucky.
Yeah, we didn't want to dwell on that subject too long. I think everyone's pretty much on the same page there. It just really big news, and figured we'd mention it. I mean, in terms of an entertainment news update, it was maybe the craziest year Hollywood ever had last year. 2 of the biggest strikes of all time that clearly affected the day-to-day life of an independent writer producer like me, an actor like Brock. Like, we'd be stupid to say it didn't affect us at all. And there is so much going on in Hollywood right now that the streaming wars and wages and job opportunities, and it is just too much to talk about in one live stream. However, I'm pretty optimistic going into 2024, right? Even though you take a look at what Disney did, and they took 2 of the biggest film franchises of all time, Star Wars and Marvel, and now they're struggling to get ratings on a failing streaming service, Disney Plus. It's pretty insane what has happened there. The complete loss of an audience. But that's not to say I'm going to sit here and say, I'm angry at Disney or whatever like that. Like, screw that. I hope they can get out of it. I hope they can make better content. And I always will root for the positive outcome over the negative outcome. I don't want them to go bankrupt and lose everything. I'd rather they, are able to hire people, are able to create more jobs and make better content that people want to watch, right? And that's kind of just one example of a mega corporation that is in a little bit of hot water in Hollywood right now. But, Netflix is doing better than it's ever done. There's a lot of hope for Netflix. I actually loved a few shows that I saw. Blue Eye Samurai was incredible, the animated series. That's a Netflix one. Obviously, One Piece was incredible. Netflix, they, spent about $10 billion on content every year or over a course of years. And I think they're doing a great job. But yeah, I have hope for Hollywood in 2024. What do you think, Brock?
I just want to get back to work, man. It's been a long time. Yeah, no, I think it's kind of what you're saying. Like, it's with Disney and Star Wars, obviously, it's a shame that the audiences are being turned away to those franchises because, dude, one, who doesn't know Star Wars and Marvel? Everybody in the world does, right? And then we have kids, even us, who grew up with Star Wars for sure.
Yeah, millennials.
Yeah, and then Marvel comes along and absolutely knocks it out of the water. and people connect to that stuff, you know, they connect to that content, those movies, those films, those characters. They did such a good job of making them relatable, you know, um, and to kind of have it just fall off and not be as engaging or entertaining in the storytelling is not what it was. I feel like it would be nice if it went back. You know, it would be nice if we kind of step back but move forward in the same process, if that makes sense. Um, to having content that like it matters and is actually genuinely entertaining and is not like some agenda, you know, shoving it down your throat type, you know, it's not fun. I want it to be fun again, you know, and I want to be a part of that storytelling. Like even look at some of the, you know, lead like Adam Driver, right? Where he's coming out and saying, you know, I didn't kill Han Solo, wokeness killed Han Solo, right? Like,
Right.
it's like these lead actors, even the people that you're like watching, you're like, why'd they take that role? And it's like, well, sometimes you're contractually obligated to do that, or it's presented differently, and then it comes out, and you're like, dude, that's the thing that's tough about acting is like you get the credit and the blame at the same time. Um, but yeah, man, I want to see good movies, good storytelling. I want to make good movies, whether it's telling them in front of the camera, behind the camera, encouraging someone else to make a good one. I don't know, whatever it is. I just want to be, I fell in love with this when I was a kid, and I've always loved it, and I always will love it, and I always want to have a part in, or a say in it in some way, shape, or form. And yeah, with the strikes, I hope, you know, some good. I believe some good's going to come out of it, but yeah, it's definitely not, you know, the most favorable in every way from everything I've seen for the actors and even the writers as well with the guilds. But yeah, we need, you know, platforms and networks and creators to come out and keep making good stuff, you know, and give opportunities to people that are actually going to be moving the needle and risking things, trying things, you know, and telling stories that, you know, it's not the same thing. If you watch a Marvel movie now that come out in the last couple years, it kind of just feels like it's the same thing over and over. You know, it's the same. If you really break it down, they're not like, but at the same time, there is also playing it safe, and it's a big corporation, you know, but it's not working. Whatever they're doing is not working, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So that's your telltale. If it was working, it'd be a different story, and I couldn't say anything. But isn't Disney Plus? Are they partnering with Hulu? Is that what they're doing? Or do they own Hulu?
I think they own part of Hulu. It's like a part of it, yeah.
But is that what they're doing to try and save it?
Well, I think Disney will look for a buyout from Apple. Like the only two companies that can really afford it are Apple and Amazon, right? Essentially. So like I think Bob Iger is going to be pushing for a Apple buyout.
Because
they're like
last final big check.
Yeah.
Didn't their stock drop in half in a couple of years or something like that?
By like 40 or 50%.
That's crazy.
They've lost like 11 billion on Disney Plus. And not to mention their box office at the theater has lost billions just last year alone.
Do you see this? Like, I didn't mean to cut you off, but there's an Anna raid going on. It looks like in the comments. That's awesome.
And we're talking about Star Wars.
That's right. She knows what's up when it comes to Star Wars. That's for sure.
Let's go. Thank you, Anna. How are you? We're talking New Year's resolutions. We're talking Hollywood news.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, we'll just keep making some good movies. We'll keep on rocking.
Dude, how do I, Anna? Let us know if you want to come on. I'll shoot you the link. Thank you for the raid.
Yeah, I don't know how to do it, so it's all up to you.
Oh, I think I'm barely good enough to do that. Yeah, no. Disney, the box office numbers are just crazy. Billions in box office tickets and losses and Disney Plus, but we're picking on Disney a little bit too much right now, but we're hopeful.
Yeah, we grew up with Disney, man. Like, you know who I've wanted to play since I was freaking 5 or whenever? Hercules, man.
I love it.
It's been my favorite since day one. And there's just so many great. It's memories. That's what we grew up with, man. So many great stories and movies and stuff. So I don't know. We'll see what the future holds, but yeah, there's still people making way, breaking through right now. I started watching this show. Never heard of it. I don't even know how I found it, but it's called Bloodline.
Oh yeah,
It's good.
you like it?
I actually do like it. Yeah. So I got hooked and started watching that because I saw somebody asked what shows you've been watching lately.
By the way, I do want to mention while we're talking about content in 2024, we have a lot planned for this year. And I wrote a script over this break that could essentially go into production immediately. Although I want a team effort of notes on what I wrote. And oh, thanks, Holocron. It says Anna. I think Anna finished and had to go. So appreciate the update. We were ready to send it, and we appreciate it. She's the best. We love Anna on this channel. But yeah, the script I wrote over the break could literally go into production ASAP. We're just going to get some production notes and do all that. And as a little hint, I watched tons of animated shows over the break. I started Pantheon. I watched season 1 of Bleach. I watched season 1 of Chainsaw Man, which is incredible. I watched, Pantheon, Bleach, Chainsaw Man, Blue Eye Samurai, and I'm starting Demon Slayer. I have Demon Slayer ready to rock. So good. Oh yeah, I'm all in on animation and all that. So little hint of what's to come. And then also I'm, there's a film that I wrote and am developing. So there's tons in the pipeline that Brock and I are hopeful for 2024. And if you're a creator out there, go create, go write a script, go figure something out like this. There's never been a better time to be an independent creator. And that's the message I want to send out and broadcast is now's the time. Go write that script, go make that idea for sure.
Yeah. Especially if you've got an issue with what's being made now, go make something yourself. Go make what you want to see. I think that is because that's the stuff that makes waves. That's the stuff that people remember is you did it your way and you took a chance, you took a leap, and you made it, man. So that's stuff I like to watch. I don't want to watch the same thing over and over on TV. I want to watch something that's new and it's unique and it's creative or done incredibly well. But yeah, no, there are still a lot of good things out there. What did I know? There's another movie I watched recently.
Chanel likes Demon Slayer too. That's good.
Yeah.
I'm going to screenshot the list from the comments and add to my current list. You were saying you watched something recently?
Yeah. I thought it was cool because I think it was based on a true story. It was based on a true story. Gran Turismo. Did you see that?
Oh yeah, I've heard it's good. I gotta watch it.
It was cool. I liked it.
Yeah, I've heard it's really good.
Oh, in hell, Demon Slayer didn't have any.
Oh, nice. Tessa's working on a pitch deck. I'd love to hear that.
Dude, Chanel's on episode 267 of One Piece. How many episodes?
Inuyasha? Is that how you say it? Inuyasha?
Well, now you got to check that out.
Yeah, for sure. What were you saying?
No. Chanel said she's on episode 267 of One Piece. How many episodes?
Oh wow!
Is it 1,100, 1,200? How many is it?
Yeah, something nuts, right? Like over 1,000.
Because what was Connor? He was on like 767 or something.
Oh, okay.
Remember from Comic-Con?
Yeah, we have an unreleased Comic-Con episode we're trying to get out. Optic Racer, how do you find people to finance your film projects? That is a really good question. And I'd almost say we need to devote an entire live stream to that. There are so many different ways that you can go about it. I think making a pitch deck, creating any type of artwork that you can to show proof of concept to include in that pitch deck is really important. I always use the example of the Matrix first script wasn't made until one of the financiers saw like a comic book of the Matrix. It was such a cerebral idea, no one could actually perceive how to make it. But then they saw it. Oh wow, this is how it could look. Boom, it got made. So any type of concept art, especially with AI art right now, you can create stuff for free that can really help your idea, or go, find a good concept artist, or a combination of both. So yeah, I think putting together a great deck is step one. And then, I mean, literally just reaching out to as many people as you can on social media, LinkedIn, Instagram. I've found LinkedIn to be a little better for work stuff. But Instagram, don't underestimate, reaching out to someone on Instagram randomly just to promote a project or figure something out. However, Chris Gore actually always says this. He always talks about how it's not good to just send out scripts to people, right? Because one, you're risking your intellectual property getting taken. And two, it's not like the right step to do. You should always try to go through people's offices, their reps, and stuff like that to get a meeting or get a call first, and just kind of take those natural steps. So, that's something to keep in mind too. When you are reaching out, focus on what you're going to say and don't just unload a bunch of material on them. Try to get a meeting, try to get a call. And then also think about the people that you want to reach out to. Like, what other stuff have they made in the past, or what are they into? If they have a VC firm, what do they typically invest in? Anyway, that's why I said we could do a whole live stream on this. But I'm taking too long on the question. But
and I think also having a somewhat finished product, like having a script. You can have an idea.
Frank
Gore,
right? Yeah. Oh, snakes, Frank
no,
Gore. Sorry.
No, yeah, but to your point, Will, like everything you said is valid and really on point. But it's like there's a million ways to get it made, right? It could even get down to the point where if you somehow got it in the hands of your dream person, whoever that may be, whoever that actor or actress is, and they like it and you get them attached. Okay, well that's one way to get the light going, green light going. But also, if you do have a script or any more material, basically just try to check off as many of the boxes it takes to get something made as you can, and then get out there. Go show up, go to coffee shops, go to hot spots, go to wherever, so go into agencies, email, do whatever you can just to go get it made, or go make a ton of money and make it yourself. There's a million different ways to do it. That's definitely not the easy route. There's no real easy way to make a film, but there are definitely a million different ways to do it. So
yeah,
you just got to find the way that works for you guys.
And like you said, like, go out and film it yourself. Maybe that's a trailer or a short film, something that you can make on a budget that's not out of this world. Instead of raising $5 million for a film, raise 20,000 to go shoot a short film or a trailer, right? Like Brock said,
shoot it on your iPhone.
Totally. Anything you can do to help conceptualize the concept.
Like even shows like Trailer Park Boys, right?
My favorite show.
Yeah. Or actually there's a show I was on. What the heck was it? It's so good, and why can I not remember the name of it? But it's exactly that, where they just shot it as like a YouTube basically. And then it gets picked up by Facebook Watch and turns into a full-fledged show, right? That's fully like
Simi Valley?
Simi Valley. Real Boys at Simi Valley. Dang. Jimmy, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I got you.
But yeah, it's like it's you just gotta create the content. Go make stuff. Throw stuff at the wall, try stuff, and if it doesn't work, it's all good. But step into those roles or those shoes. Maybe if you're even scared, like go direct, or you do the acting, even if you're doing it, you're an actor, right? But you can always change that stuff later. You got to do something. Got to be proactive. That's the biggest thing you do.
Find a comic book artist, make 10 pages of a comic, right? And include that in the deck.
And if you don't have money, figure out a way to partner with them. Be like, okay, we'll do 50-50 split or 25-75 or whatever, or
equity deals.
Yeah. back on the back end stuff. Exactly. So
Yep.
there's a million different Brock's either high or sleepy. I'm sleepy. Okay. I just got back from being in the wilderness for 5 days. All right. And I just drove 6 hours to get here. All right. Holly,
Gosh darn it.
maybe I'm a little tired. All right. But yeah, no, yeah, a lot of good things. What's next on the agenda?
Well, first off, thank you everybody for the penny love. I appreciate it. I missed her so much. I couldn't bring her to Hawaii. I could bring her to Montana, and she loved the snow. I was afraid because she hates water and being cold, hence no snow. But she freaking loved it and was jumping around like a little reindeer. But Hawaii is way harder because it's an island. You got to get the permit. Now I got the permit, so when Brock and I go back, she'll come. We did entertainment news update. We did the economy update. We did our updates. And we talk about like our plan for the podcast in terms of like guests and stuff that we kind of
Yeah. Why not? It's not like it. Yeah, why not?
I'll
let you do it so I don't mess it up.
No, I don't want to do it.
Yeah, I mean, we've got some cool partnerships that we've secured for the new year, which is going to incur a lot of really interesting guests.
Yeah.
A lot more exposure, a lot more, hopefully raids from Anna, because it's going to be so fun.
Yeah, Anna, thank you again.
But yeah, no, there's a lot of big moves and even other partnerships outside, but still in the same space, right? I don't know what I can say or not.
Yeah, we might as well hold on for the big announcement.
Yeah. But all in all, like it's growing, it's moving, and we are excited for what's coming. So get ready, because 2024 is going to be a good year.
Yeah, bottom line is it'll lead to us, booking a lot more people. But anyway,
yeah,
we said it without saying it. Sorry. It'll be soon though.
Yeah, immediately.
Like
this
a few
month.
days, actually.
Yeah.
Like
exactly.
literally a few days. But yeah, I'm glad to be home. I'm glad Brock is healthy. I'm glad Anna rated our stream. It's really good to catch up with everybody too. Hear all the goals and the resolutions. I love hearing it, because then it gives me ideas too on what I can do, and like hearing other people's. Now I'm not going to have a soda with dinner tonight, right? Like little things like that. We can help each other by sharing healthy things that we're doing and positive stuff.
Exactly. Life is good.
All right. Well, Brock does look like he's falling asleep.
I'm still recovering. All right. My body has been through hell in the past 3 weeks. But I feel good. I just haven't eaten basically anything except for In-N-Out today, and I'm feeling it. I'm excited to sleep in my own bed tonight and have some AC for once. It was hot and very hot, and then very cold, and then it rained today all day. So I was working outside, packing up in the rain, and then driving in the rain the whole time. I'm a little tired, guys. It's okay to be tired. All right. I'm charged up. I'm charging up for 2024. I'm not going to be tired the rest of the year. Just watch. Holly, I know you're in here still. Somewhere, I'm sure. Just watch. Be ready.
Julie, Chanel, Tessa, everybody, Gina, thank you everybody for tuning in. A lot more to come this year. It's going to be a great year. We're going to lift each other up. We're going to inspire each other, and we're going to crush this year together.
That's right. And until next time, we'll be seeing you. Happy 2024.
Happy 2024.
Why aren't you guys in the